right, welcome to a new video. Today is February 17th, so we're middle of the month. No, it's the 18th, sorry. Middle of the month, and so far this month we have closed $35,000. We have like $67,000 still left to close. So this month we will hit six figures again, around a little bit over 100 grand. We're going to look at two of the properties I need to make offers on here in 32805, which is like, it's called Paramore here in Orlando, right outside of downtown. Probably on the lower income side, more sketchy area, but that's where we love to do a lot of our deals. Every time I get a lead there, I'm excited because I know it could potentially be a good deal. So we're gonna look at those today, see if we can make an offer and check out the houses. All right, so there's two houses that this guy owns here in 32805. I met with him yesterday. He has a tenant in here. I looked around it and saw the property, took a look at it. I found these two leads from this guy from sending him a direct mail piece. It pretty much was like a piece of mail that had an offer on it. And so he looked at it, he's like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. He's an older guy, he's like 78. He's like retired, he just wants to get rid of them. So this house is in Paramore. It's nice actually. So here it is over on the left. It's the one here with the red Kia. We're not gonna go in now, I'm just driving by. I walked into it yesterday and saw around. He has had that tenant there for 10 years and she's been renting it for 10 years. So I know for a fact the rents are under what market rent is. I think market rent could be like 1,700 bucks. I think she's paying, I think like around 1,000. I need to double check with him, but he just wants to get rid of it. So it's free and clear. I'm gonna make him a cash offer, but I don't think he's gonna like my cash offer because it's gonna be under obviously what he wants. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow up and see if he'll sell or finance it to me because I'd love to hold that property. So maybe offer him, you know, X amount of dollars down and then pay him monthly and he'll be like quote unquote the bank. He won't have to deal with the property anymore. He won't have to worry about, you know, repairs, dealing with tenants, anything like that. He'll just deal with getting monthly payments from me and I'll try to make him an offer that makes sense. So that's my backup plan. He then, we're going a few streets down, has another property over here that he was telling me about that he potentially may want to sell as well. So this one, I don't know the details exactly yet. We're doing one property at a time, but this one needs a lot of love. It's a cheaper property. That one was a block home, 3-2. This one's, I think, like a 2-1 wood frame house. So obviously a little bit different of a quality, different quality there. So I'm gonna go see what our options are. I'd love to be like, listen, I'll take these off your hands, both of them. So that's the conversations we're gonna have. He's a super nice guy. I actually went and met him yesterday, sat in his car for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just chopping it up. And I think he likes me. So hopefully this is a conversation we could at least start and see, you know, if we can kind of negotiate something to where it comes out to like a win-win, because I want him to obviously be happy. But yeah, that's kind of like where we're at. It came from that direct mail piece. He just called me up. He's like, hey, so I got your mail. Can you offer this amount of money? Because we made an offer. And I'm like, well, I'd like to see the house first. And so that's where we're at. He's like, okay, perfect. Let's set up a time to see him. So here's the other one. So this is the other one in Orlando. See the quality difference? This bad boy has seen better days. So yeah, I haven't been in that one yet, but those are the two we're working on. That's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna go back and see if we can make some offers on these properties and start the conversation with them. So, all right, so Nathan Court, this is one of the flips we have right now. There are a handful of properties that I would call, let's say, legacy properties that we've had for quite some time. Some of them pushing on a year. And what it was is that in 2023, I went crazy and bought a ton of properties at once. And I was not prepared or ready to handle that amount of volume. So I think we quite literally bought within the span of like 2 months, like 15. And all of these were flips. So essentially I needed to do a lot of rehab on all of these. I was nowhere near prepared, but I was like, you know, we're making money, whatever, go for it. So what that's caused is a backlog of properties and I'm still working my way through some of them. This just so happens to be one of the ones that we've had for probably 4 months now. So not a super long time, we just still haven't gotten to it yet. So you walk in, here's the kitchen. It's a really weird layout. There's like another room here, bathroom over there. Come in, have the living room, back little patio. And then there's 2 beds back here with a bathroom. So the story behind this place is that there was some nuns actually that owned the property and they passed away, so they didn't want to deal with it anymore. It was inherited by It was inherited by another person that was in the family, and they sold it to us. So we bought the house for $320,000. We planned to put at least probably $65,000, $70,000 into it because it needs a roof, needs AC, needs the big stuff. And then we're in Winter Park here, which is a good area in Orlando, so it'll probably be worth around $500,000 when it's all fixed up. So hopefully we'll be able to make some money there. Honestly though, these are the ones that we have to get to, but our crews can only handle so many at a time, and obviously we have to allocate resources and money towards things. This one's kind of been put on the back burner right now. So there's one right down the street over here that sold for $495, and it was a little bit smaller. It sold a couple months ago, and it was a little bit smaller, but it did have a pool. So just trying to see comps wise, if we make this thing nice, I mean, it's gonna be one of the biggest ones in the area, so hopefully we'll be able to get close to 500,000. It's probably gonna end up not being our best deal, but I have quite a few of those. We need a new roof, obviously paint everything, do some new yard work, but I think we can make it, pretty nice. Speaking of lessons, we do obviously a lot of direct seller marketing. We're spending around $30,000 a month right now. $20,000 of it is towards pay-per-click with Google, which I kind of went over. Then the next 10 is stuff that I'm trying to test. We did direct mail last month, and it was the biggest flop I've seen. We spent 10 grand on direct mail. I'll show you a picture of like what we sent, and it flopped horrifically. It was probably the list that I sent it to. We picked Orange County non-owner occupied high equity list, and it was an absolute disaster. I got like maybe 20 calls for like 10,000 letters, which is an awful response rate. 95% of them were telling me to take me off the list. I was hoping to at least, get some appointments, get some contracts, at least maybe one, because obviously, there's a test period there. Nothing, nada. So some people may call that $10,000 wasted. I call it a lesson. We're gonna do a few other tests, probably maybe some different direct mail, some more pay-per lead services, and then start testing a few other things that I have heard have been working well for some of my buddies. So we're gonna try to figure out what's working well and then implement that. You guys want to see something really fun? So I'm here in Polk County in Bartow, and I'm trying to help somebody out with this property. It's a real special one. See if we can potentially help out. It's actually going to foreclosure in 2 weeks. So here it is. All right, so it's like 2,500 square feet. It's huge. I'm under contract on this thing. Obviously I need to check the back end and make sure that there's no like extra fees and things of that nature. But let me show you around. Walk in, there's feces on the floor and a whole lot of stuff over here. So 2 bedrooms there. Come in, it opens up a little bit more. There's a kitchen down there. Smells really good. That's the master. There's like 2 other bathrooms that way. All right, I gotta get out of here. All right, so anywho, situation with this one, came online. She called me up, she was like, yeah, can you come out here like ASAP? It goes to foreclosure in a couple days. I'm like, yeah, I'll try. So they owe $220,000 on it. I'm like, listen, I don't even know if I'm gonna be there, but let me try. If I can put, a couple grand in your pocket and get you on your way, see if we can potentially help out. They're like, yeah, let's do that. So that's what we're doing. I just signed the contract here, and I'm gonna go run numbers, talk to the county, see what kind of fees and stuff, back taxes probably, and lawyer fees and all that with the probate process, what they owe, and then go from there. Look next door though, not bad. Like that's a nice house, right? So that's that one, and then here's ours. Nice house, and then there's also new construction on that side. So weird kind of situation, but we'll see what we can do. Since I'm already in Bartow and it's like an hour and a half away from where I live, I decided to come by and look at the property that we own now. It's like 10 minutes from the one that I was just at. So this one we're probably gonna end up keeping as a rental. This is a beaut as well. This property is mid-renovation right now. Here's the situation. So we bought this property a long time ago. We were rehabbing it with a GC that we used at the time. Come to find out he was stealing from us, taking a lot of extra time, just finessing everybody. So we had to cut ties. And so that kind of put us in a rough situation because we had a lot more properties going on that our other crews are on. So we're having to push this one on the back burner. He stole money that was supposed to be allocated for this property. So now what's gonna end up happening is we're probably going to end up keeping it because we're not gonna be able to sell it for the price that we want, right? So I think the numbers are gonna make sense to hold it. And here's what we're gonna do. It's a pretty big house. Whenever you come in, I mean, here's the front door. Here's a room over here, a bathroom here, room, kitchen area, living room, and then there's a master back there, with another bathroom on the other side of this wall. As you can see, there's already a bunch of like chops and a bunch of walls here. So what we're probably gonna end up doing is creating something called a pad split. You come in, you take a house and you turn it into a lot of rooms and you rent it out by the room. So for example, this house, we can probably make it into like a 7-bed, 2-bath and rent the rooms per week. So essentially the cash flow is gonna jump tremendously because you can rent these rooms for like 185, 200 bucks a week per room. And all you have to do is come in, fix things up, and then add extra walls, right? So you have common areas, like there'll be one common kitchen, there'll be 2 bathrooms, and we could probably fit 7 or so rooms in here. So we'll create a 7-2, rent each room out, about 185 bucks a week, you know, with 80 to 90% occupancy, and then that way we'll be able to cash flow a lot more than we would on just a normal long-term rental. Long-term rental for this place in this area, I mean, you may be able to get like, I don't know, 2,000 something, I'm not sure. I haven't even really looked into it, but we messed up on this flip, right? We got screwed. At the end of the day, that was our fault. We got taken advantage of. So how do we combat that? We're just gonna take the property down, turn it into a rental, and hopefully it'll cash flow pretty decently. So that's the update with our Patrick Henry property. It does still need quite a bit of rehab though. So that's a situation that I'm gonna have to worry about. All right, so also update on last week, we got 2 other contracts. One of them will hopefully be around a $40,000 pop. The other one has to go through probate. So a lady inherited the property, not sure what to do with it. So we're on track. Our goal is to get 2 a week. So that was last week. This week I have a few more to make offers on, things like that. So we'll bring you along with us to see what happens, but trying to stay consistent, trying to hit our numbers, and we're gonna go from there. So that's all for this week, and yeah, see you in the next video.